Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, I'm not going to relitigate the 2016 election here, but I want to use it as a background for the theme of this video. So, very, very quickly, let me point out that in the years that investigations were directed at Hillary Clinton, nobody was able to find any proof of that she did anything wrong. Kenneth Starr, for example, began investigating the Whitewater real estate deal, but found no criminal activity there. Eventually, he went after Bill Clinton, because of the Monica Lewinsky affair, but that was about Bill, not Hillary. As a senator, she established a reputation as hardworking, knowledgeable, and effective. As Secretary of State, she was an outspoken advocate for women's rights and very effective in working with our allies. When Chelsea Manning stole all that classified information, Hillary spent hours on the phone preparing for the fallout from that. And as a result, no major rifts developed with any of our allies, even though there was a lot of damaging information that Chelsea Manning stole. When the tragedy happened in Benghazi, the Republicans spent years trying to prove that Hillary did something wrong, but after a lot of investigations, they had to admit that they found nothing. Now, Hillary did give speeches at corporate events and collected large fees doing it. But this is not unusual. A whole lot of politicians and celebrities do collect speaking fees. But even though there's nothing illegal or unethical about it, people assumed that Hillary was doing something wrong. In fact, there are a lot of people who consider her to be evil incarnate, even though they really can't specify why. Donald Trump, on the other hand, had a long history of racism, which includes being found by a court to have discriminated against minorities. There were also well-documented cases of fraud, tax evasion, wage theft, and a well-documented history of screwing over contractors who did stuff for him and then he refused to pay them. He had also been accused by dozens of women of sexual assault, including raping a 14-year-old girl. And one of Trump's accusers was his ex-wife, Ivana. Trump himself admitted that he frequently sexually assaults women. He has also made a number of statements over the years that indicate that he has had sex with his daughter, Ivanka. And yet none of these things were held against him. He won the election. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, was and is a strong and effective leader. But a lot of people talk about her as if she were evil incarnate, even though in all the years that she's been in public life, there has never even been a whiff of scandal. And now we see that same hatred being expressed towards Kamala Harris. I've seen statements on Facebook calling her an evil bitch. What she is another strong and aggressive woman who also happens to be mixed race. I've watched her grill Trump cronies, and she is without a doubt the most effective senator in committee hearings. And that's probably the reason why she is the target of so much vitriol. I've looked at her record as California's Attorney General. There are some things I like. For example, she refused to allow prosecutors to implement 3 strikes law prosecutions unless the 3rd strike was a serious or violent felony. She required the state police to use body cameras. She required police to be involved in anti-bias training. She implemented programs that provided support for people leaving prison. And she also implemented a program called Back on Track, which allowed first-time offenders to enroll in school rather than get prison time. And as a senator, she has pushed for sentencing reform and an end to the money bail system. Now, there are also things I didn't like. She defended prosecutors who had engaged in misconduct and resisted releasing prisoners who had been exonerated. Now, even though I don't like those things, the truth is that they are actually fairly common things that prosecutors tend to do. But still, she is the target of the same kind of hysteria and hatred that has been directed at Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi. And a lot of it comes from other women. So even though women have come a long way, it's pretty obvious that there is still a double standard that favors men in an irrational way. In fact, men can get away with all kinds of things, even well-documented instances of wrongdoing, including serious crimes, while for women, even the slightest suspicion or innuendo, and everybody jumps to the conclusion that the woman is unfit. Women are being held back, and a lot of that is being done by other women. Thanks for listening. Well, I want to thank you all for watching my videos. But there are certain changes that Google has made to YouTube, which, since I'm a smaller channel, means that I can't monetize my videos. So I found places where I can. So instead of watching my videos here on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you go either to Patreon or to Top Buzz. They let me monetize videos, and I don't even have to put commercials on. So, if you want to become a patron on Patreon, that's fine. If you don't, you can still watch the videos there. I've just kind of given up on YouTube. YouTube is just a place that I use so that I can put my videos in other places. So, Patreon, Top Buzz, the links are in the description box. Thanks a lot.